And one. Hi, everybody! Wave! Yay! We did it right. Hi, guys. Welcome to the first episode of Miami Bites, a World of Darkness Hunter the Vigil campaign. We're gonna get started here. You know what? This isn't my job today. I'm not a game master. I'm not a storyteller today. I'm just here playing. So, please, Nick, go ahead and take it away.
All right. Hi there. I'm Slowpool. I am the storyteller for Miami Bite, a Hunter the Vigil story. We are starting this new season and this first arc, and I will introduce our characters. And going from what I see on camera, I'm going to go from bottom to top. We're going to start with Jamie.
Hey there, I'm Jamie. I'm going to be playing Sam Walters. He's a ex-baseball player. He played for the minor leagues, and now he's a park ranger, part-time, just to pay the bills.
All right. Very cool. Next, we have Theater Nerd.
Hi, I'm Theater Nerd. I'm playing JD. They lived on the streets for several years and are no longer living on the streets.
Perfect. Then we have Jim.
Hey, I'm Jim Pyre. I am playing Eric Sanchez. He is our narcotics detective who is just a little bit corrupt.
Perfect. And lastly, we have Val.
Hey guys, I'm gonna be playing. I'm gonna play a guy named Ben. He's a guy. He's an ex Catholic seminarian turned bartender, and yeah, that's Ben. So, as a reminder, you guys, going back into Val voice, this is a viewer-affected game. Nightbot should be rolling in those alerts soon. But it's a little bit different, this system, because obviously we're a D10 system, not a D20 system. For every 100 bits, $1 donation, you can give a reroll to a player or the storyteller. For 200 bits, a sub, or a $2 donation, you can create give a minor complication or compassion. Nick will explain those in a second. For every 300 bits, $3 donations, it's a major complication or compassion. And for a $5 donation, 500 bits, you essentially give a little, a minor plot hook or vice or virtue for a character. Is that what I'm thinking? Alright, cool. You added that and I didn't get to put that on Nightbot. But can you please explain to us what these complications and compassions are so that we as the audience know?
Absolutely. So complications and compassion is just my way of saying plus or negative on your dice rolls. So a complication is something like if you're trying to take a shot and it's raining or there's like a light fog rolling in is a complication. A compassion is that, hey, things just kind of line up perfectly and it's just a little bit easier. So those are adding or removing from a character's dice pool. So a minor complication is essentially a +1, and a major is essentially a plus or negative 3. Vices and virtues are ways for characters to either positively or negatively recharge their willpower. Willpower is super important in Hunter the Vigil. It keeps you alive, and it helps you make successful rolls. Vices and virtues are different from each character. Engaging with them helps the character refresh their willpower. Can also lead them into dangerous situations. That's that. That's how those work.
All right, and I think that's it. That's the stuff. That's the stuff. Let's play.
All right, let's play. All right, so we're going to set the scene. Each of you is sitting in your own separate interrogation chamber, or interrogation cell, rather, at the police station in Miami. You've all been sitting there uncomfortable for quite some time. Each of you experiences essentially the exact same chain of events. The door opens, and it's not two uniformed police officers or even two detectives in cheap suits who greet you. Rather, two men dressed in almost identical black suits walk in. However, you can tell right away, almost by the government standard issue suit, that these are federal agents, clearly. So strange. They both stand in front of you. One sits down in front. The other leans back against the two-way mirror, or one-way mirror, behind you. The older of the two who sits in front of you, stocky, rough, looks like a hard man, has been through a hard life. He kind of stares you dead in the eye, pulls out his badge. And we're going to start with Mr. Sam. Mr. Sam Walters. I'm Special Agent Teach. Motions behind me. This is Agent Simmons from the FBI. We're here to talk to you about the night you found the body of your friend, Mr. Mack. Can you please tell us about that night?
Well, sure. Not sure why feds are involved in all this, but I was just doing my rounds. I was about to get off from my shift. Was checking, making sure all the equipment was working properly, and I was making my way back to the Jeep when I found Mac.
Now, you didn't touch, move, disturb the body in any way, did you?
Well, at first, I ran up and I placed my hand on his chest. I didn't realize he was dead, but after I saw the what had happened to him, I immediately backed up in shock. It was pretty messed up to see my buddy like that. So I was naturally just kind of stumbling for my walkie-talkie.
And do you remember if this was before or after you called to ask him to meet you there?
This, I think, after. Yeah, I mean, we had talked. How would he? I'll give him the strange look.
You feel a very strange pressing sensation just behind your eyeballs as the tall, blonde, creepy-looking agent leaning against the mirror just stares directly into your eyes. You get that kind of high-pitched ring in the back of your ear as well. Agent Teach kind of looks behind him, and the other agent just kind of shakes his head. Well, Mr. Walters, let me tell you what we know. Your friend here is victim number 5. It's found in the exact same way as the last 5 victims. The last 4 victims, rather. Again, staked down with railroad spikes, chests flayed, the, what's it called? Glasgow smile. The other agent pipes up. I believe the common parlance is Chelsea smile. I'm not sure what difference it makes. Anyways. Mr. Walters, do you know why Mac was there to visit you?
He said he had something to talk to me about. He didn't say what. Said it was fairly important. Seemed riled up.
Now, I understand your friend and yourself frequent the Angry Alligator Bar. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah,
All right.
you can find us there sometimes. We used to.
And from there, we're moving on to JD. Again, JD, you're sitting in front of the two special agents. Introduce themselves the exact same way. So, JD, tell us about Jolene. Why did she let you stay there? Why did Frank hire you?
Um, JD doesn't respond. JD has been in police interrogations before and lives by the street code of snitches get stitches, so they aren't going to respond.
All right. JD, I want to let you know that Agent Simmons and myself are not typical agents of the FBI. We don't really care about you or your well-being for that matter. So if we have to find a friendly judge to accept whatever charge that we see fit to make you stay in prison until we're finished our investigation, which could take months, that's perfectly fine by me. I'm asking you simple questions. I prefer if you answer them.
JD looks them up and down and thinks about it for a second and goes like, Frank doesn't do the hiring. Frank doesn't do much of anything at the bar. It is Jolene. It's basically Jolene's bar.
That's what I thought. So, Jolene's bar, Frank's name. Does Jolene pretty much run everything in that bar then?
I mean, pretty much.
Pretty much, or yes?
Yes.
And you feel a slight tingling sensation, like just above your eyes. Again, tall, blonde, and creepy is just staring right into you, and the agent Teach looks behind and shakes his head. All right, and we'll switch over to Benjamin, Mr. Anders.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what you remember from that night where Frank was murdered?
Yeah, I kind of closing up the night. You know, getting the stragglers out. Not much of an issue. At least, you know, not tonight. It's that kind of bar. You know, went back there with the cash drawer, organized tips, and Frank was there.
Bro, what time was this?
About 3:30 in the morning.
Continue, please. Up until when you heard the scream.
I didn't hear a scream.
From what we have heard from other eyewitnesses, everyone heard that scream. People 3 blocks heard that scream.
I mean, we play a lot of Manson in the bar.
Again, Teach looks back at Agent Simmons, and Simmons is kind of shrugs a little bit. Fair enough. And I understand you saw the body, right?
Yes.
condition was, as you reported, the same as the last 5 victims. Staked to the wall, was it?
5 victims? What?
Staked to the wall, right?
Yeah, like, he was, I mean, honestly, I thought I had left the life of seeing grown men staked to walls. But yeah.
Cut up pretty bad, right?
As soon as I opened that door, and saw him staked to the wall, that's when I shut the door. Didn't take the time to physically examine him, before calling the authorities.
Okay. That matches up with what we've heard. And we'll cut over to Mr. Sanchez. Officer Sanchez. Now, I understand normally you get a union rep with you, but these are extenuating circumstances.
Yeah,
So,
especially to bring the federales in here, sure.
So I understand you were at the bar the night that Mr. Horgan was murdered, the owner of the bar?
I was, yeah.
You were there with your partner, is that correct?
Yep, we stopped there a lot. It's my second home.
I also understand that you were the one who found your partner's body yesterday, wasn't it?
It was me, yeah.
And
he was in a patrol car. I mean, last I saw him, so, I mean, I went to look.
And you found him in the same condition as Mr. Horgan, didn't you?
I did.
Tell me, Officer Sanchez. You were aware that he was part of an IA investigation that was ongoing, weren't you?
I heard things about it. I mean, not officially, no.
He talked to you about it at all?
I mean, he was my partner. Of course, he talked to me about it.
Did he tell you that it was about you, the investigation?
Maybe he dropped some hints.
Hints, huh? Your nose starts to bleed a little bit.
Oh God. That's never good.
Teach looks behind him, and Simmons just kind of gives a quick nod. Officer Sanchez, you'd be better off not lying to my partner and I about any of this. He kind of gives you like a little sly grin. He's like, because we always know when you're lying.
Gotcha.
So I'll have to ask again, just to clarify. Did he tell you at all that you were part of the investigation?
Yeah, of course he told me. He's my partner.
Mm-hmm. Did he tell you that they offered him clemency if he testified against you?
No, he didn't, but he didn't have to.
All right. I think that's all we need to know for now. And again, each of you experiences the exact same final parting words from these two agents. Thank you for your time and answering their questions truthfully and honestly. We'll be in touch. Make sure you stick around town for the conclusion of this investigation. Hopefully it won't take much longer. So as you all filter out through the police station, maybe you all free to go this time. Maybe one or two of you pass each other in the hallways. Slight glance of recognition. You've seen each other at the bar. Maybe you work together. Maybe you're regulars.
Ben would definitely check up on JD. He would go to them and be like, "Yo, kid, you alright? You alright or something?"
This wasn't the first time I've been interrogated.
Yeah, but I mean, man. Come on. I'm trying to help you out here. It's not like they don't know. But,
It's not like this is the first time I've ever seen someone murdered, Ben.
But it also has been the weirdest.
I
murder
mean,
you've seen.
that's
And it's
true.
also been the weirdest interrogation you've been a part of. You were never offered a lawyer. It wasn't by cops, it was by federal investigators. And they were just creepy as all get out.
Did you get that weird eye prickling thing?
no, I mean, Blondie was checking me out, but
Blonde, creepy lady stared into my soul. I am thoroughly convinced she was examining my soul.
I mean, and I'm just gonna like grin from ear to ear. You gotta have a soul for it to be examined.
I mean, the street does that to you, right?
Yeah, we'll call it the street. Come on, I'll give you a ride. I'm gonna pat JD on the back.
Alright. So we're gonna go to Jamie. You have been temporarily relieved of your duties at the park. You don't have much to do right now other than go, kill some
Have a drink.
time. Yeah, kill some time and have some beers. You find yourself drawn back to your usual watering spot and the source of a lot of the strangeness, the angry alligator. Except it's quiet right now. There's the yellow police tape still around the back alley where Frank's body was found. Well, what was left of Frank's body was found. At this point, are any of you else going back to the scene?
Yeah, I got nothing else to do. I'll go drink.
I mean, I work there, so I probably have to help clean up the mess.
So we'll say that Jim. So Eric arrives there shortly after. Sorry, I'm still learning the names. After Sam does, but before Ben and JD. So you kind of notice that person you walked by in the police hallways is standing across the street, kind of just looking at the bar.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that one more time?
Sorry. So, Jim, Eric notices the person that he's seen at the bar a few times. You remember him at the bar? Ran into him at the police station the same day, just earlier. Now he's standing across the street, looking at the same police caution tape that he is.
Oh, I'll go up to him
Mhm.
and I'll say, "Yeah, that was some crazy business, huh?"
Yeah, it was messed up.
I've seen you in the bar before. You're a cop or something, or what are you?
No, I just work at the park, the national park. I never worked with the police before.
Well, you're better off. You want to go in? I'll buy you a beer.
Sure, that sounds good.
All right, we'll go into the bar.
Sorry,
Alright.
I'm still a little messed up from this morning. That them bringing up all that drama again really shook me up.
Yeah, those guys were pretty creepy. I don't know where they were from, but I don't think they were real feds. I don't know, man. It's just weird.
Yeah, it doesn't line up. I don't. I've never been in an interrogation room before, but other than like the small little room in the ranger station, but that was off-putting.
Well, I'm a detective. I do narcotics mostly, but I've been there before. Cheap suits can spot each other, so I don't. Like I said, there's something weird about those guys.
Huh.
Yeah, from one cheap suit to another, you recognize the uniform. Um, and as you guys enter, you see a lone person working behind the bar. The bar, for once, conspicuously empty. And you hear faint crying coming from the manager's office in the back. The music's turned pretty low right now. We'll take this time. Actually, a good segue to JD and Ben arriving at the bar at the start of their shift.
Gonna drive up in my whoa, I'm blurry. In my 1989 Toyota Camry station wagon. Like it's it's the AC works. It's fine. And
Crank windows.
like it has electric windows. This was state of the art in 1989. Okay, like there's electric windows. It's a very comfortable, like, seat. It's got those seat belts that, like, when you open the door, it's like it's automatic. Like that's what's happening.
So state of the art. Yes, this was state of the art, like 30 years ago.
Yeah, 30 years ago, state of the art vehicle. Pull up, put in park, kind of sigh, rub my temples. I can't really afford to find a new job right now.
I'm lucky to have this job at all.
Yeah, no shit, huh? Alright. Well, this is like the first time I've been back in since I found the body, so this is a little kind of find my zen. Alright, you ready?
How long ago was it? Just out of character.
It was almost a week ago.
Okay.
Where
Maybe
Frank
you
was
said
murdered.
Okay.
Mm.
I don't think JD would have been back.
Yeah.
Kind of the same deal. Although I don't know they know entirely what's going on.
I was kind of assuming things might have been closed down for around that time to begin with.
Yeah, the bar was probably shut down for most of that week while they investigated.
Right.
Some of the tape is still left up, and the blood's probably still in the back alley, but the bar is technically open for business.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna get out, wait for G to get out before I lock my doors. And, like, obviously, like, we're parked in the back, not in the front. Go in through the employee entrance in the back. Check if, look at the paperwork, sign in. Do I also hear crying?
Yeah. So as you go in through the back, it's hard not to look at the red stained on the yellow wall in the back alley. Large holes in the concrete wall where your friend, essentially, he was more of a friend than he was a boss, was brutally murdered. Mere feet from where you worked.
I can't believe they didn't clean this up yet.
And as you enter in, you walk past the manager's office where you just hear quiet sobbing.
Jolene, are you okay?
The sobbing kind of stops and for a minute, and you hear a couple loud sniffs, and she walks out. Her makeup's pretty messy, and she's like kind of just trying to hold back the tears, right? He's like, oh JD, you know me, I'm tough. I'm doing okay.
Like, it's okay to cry. Like, that's a thing people do.
It's like, and she kind of just laughs it off. It's like, ain't got no more tears left now. Just got them all out every single day up to now.
You drinking water? Hydrating? Electrolytes?
She kind of sighs and goes, yes, Benjamin. I drink more than beer, you know.
Oh, okay. I mean, okay. I'm just gonna use my full name. You know, you can go home if you need, Jolene. I'm pretty sure. Like, who else is on shift? Like, Jack's on shift. Right. Like, we can manage the place if you still need some time.
Oh, you know, if I left you boys alone, this place would just fall apart without me.
Come on, give me some credit.
I'm giving you some credit. It would probably take only a day, instead of just right away.
I mean, we can walk out. I mean, we don't.
Did you? I'm gonna look at JD. It's like, did you just say that you needed this job? Come on.
No, I said I was lucky to have this job.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I said.
Exactly.
I should. Yeah, don't you forget it.
Alright, JD, shipment's coming in soon. Make sure you sign for the kegs and holler at me when you need to when they come so I can do all the heavy lifting. I'm good at squats.
And she kind of, so Jolene kind of like motions to you, Benjamin, and like there's like, oh look, the suit and Yogi Bear are back.
I'm gonna Yogi Bear. I'm gonna look over and it's like, yeah, they got interviewed at the police station too. Kind of weird that they're coming to drink here though.
I mean,
Oh.
aren't they regulars?
Yeah.
Well, I've seen a detective here a couple times. Kind of recognize the hat, but the hat and the other one.
Yeah, he's normally straight tequila, and the Yogi there is more of a white Russian kind of fella.
Like,
It's
well,
canon now, you can't change it.
Are you sure you didn't get those mixed up? Like, vice versa?
Jolene kind of like, well, I got a lot of, paperwork and stuff to do.
Right.
All that shit they make you do when someone dies. She's kind of just like, just about to just start sobbing again. She kind of just like, yep. And so I'm gonna get started on that stuff, and you just take care of the bar, right, Ben?
Yeah, I got it. Don't worry, man.
All right.
I'm gonna walk out. Tequila, white Russian, right? Gotcha.
I think it's a little early for liquor. I'm gonna go with a beer.
Cool.
Yep, no liquor in there.
I'm gonna give you guys 2 Miller Lights. Because that's all we have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all you
that's
serve.
all. You have your option between Bud Light, Miller Light, or Coors Light.
that's
We
it.
used to have PBR, but within the hipsters kept coming, and we just had to stop because they kept putting on some music that we never heard of, and just was
Give me
not
that
having
taste
any of
the
that.
Rockies. I need that Coors Light, please.
Alright, I'm gonna give you a Coors Light.
Yeah, there were dudes coming in with skinny jeans. It was a bad scene, man.
And there are some people that should not have been in skinny jeans, let me tell you. Ugh.
So everyone that was in skinny jeans?
Yeah.
I'm actually probably wearing skinny jeans, guys.
I was gonna say JD looks.
And I probably
I don't-
shouldn't be wearing skinny jeans. Ben's a big boy. Like,
Sorry, Val. Who did you say was working the bar? What was his name?
Jack.
Jack?
Yeah.
JD can pour drinks too, just
Yeah.
to run that out there.
Yeah, but you're not. You're the bar back. You're not pouring drinks.
Yeah, I was wondering
worse
if anybody
comes to
worked here
worse-
or
Yeah.
if we were just hanging out.
Too classy. So Jack kind of just gives you a nod, just been like, well, at least they finally opened back up, yeah?
Yeah. Gotta pay rent.
Shit. Fucking Frank, though, right?
Yeah, man, like. Practically crucified.
Fuck.
But keep your voice down. Julian's still in the back, alright?
Yeah. Just, goddamn, Frank's been here, I think, before the building was even built.
How does that work?
Fuck if I know. Frank's been here, just for fucking ever, man. Just fuck. I
Yeah.
don't know.
You realize this was always Jolene's bar, right?
Yeah, but Frank was just he was a whatchamacallit. Like a statue, something that's just been around forever, right?
A relic?
A pillar of the community?
Yeah, not neither of those.
Some community slave.
He was a fixture, right?
That's it. That's the one.
I mean, I guess, but I often wonder how the bar stayed afloat with the amount he drank.
I mean, he kind of just like looks at the two badges. Like Frank was a savvy businessman.
He was an entrepreneur.
Despite his looks and demeanor, I mean, heart of gold, that man.
Oh, I forgot we had patrons.
I'm gonna look at the patrons and be like, "You guys want some popcorn? That's all we got in the
Sure.
kitchen."
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean-
Due to new county regulations, we have to now legally serve food. So the kitchen is now open. We have hot pockets and microwave popcorn.
Yeah.
She didn't get the pizza rolls? Those are my favorite.
I mean, a hot pocket is just one big pizza roll.
It's a big pizza roll, yeah.
Those things need an oven to cook properly. We just got the microwave.
Oh. JD looks guilty again. I only make them in the microwave.
You Philistine.
Whoa, Jack, you've been reading those books I gave you? This is some big words for you today.
You know what they say, $5 words to impress the ladies.
I'm gonna look around. Sure.
I'm too young for you, Jack.
So does that mean we get popcorn?
Yeah. I'm gonna pop like a bag of pop. The microwave's right there, like behind the bar. I'm gonna it's like the box of like great value popcorn from Walmart is right there, like.
Yeah.
And like we're not even giving you Orville, like it's off brand. Or like if like we're in Miami, if we were in Canada, like all of our off brand stuff is just yellow boxes. It's very dystopian. So like, but yeah, giving you the great value popcorn. Butter or no butter?
Oh, the theater butter, yeah, the special one.
I didn't say theater butter.
Your only
I just
options
want the
for
butter.
your only
I'll
options
accept the
for
butter.
the great value popcorn are butter or extra butter.
Yeah.
Oh,
Those are your only two options.
butter.
Okay, I'm gonna throw it in, put it in for 2.5 minutes, cross my arms, and wait for it to pop.
So as you guys kind of just, have a few drinks, reminisce about Frank, try to ignore Jolene's crying, and I'm like, gusty, over dramatic sobs every once in a while. You all can't help but just kind of have on the back of your mind the strange coincidence that has brought all four of you together for some reason. You're still not sure what's caused it. As that sticks in the back of your mind, a tall, blonde, creepy figure pulls up a seat next to you.
Is that the lady from the interrogation?
It is Agent Simmons.
I'm just gonna stare at her and not blink.
Get that behind.
You're not
where
sure
you're
if you've
supposed to
seen
work.
her. You're not sure if you've seen her blink the entire 3-hour interrogation you were there.
Jesus.
Yeah. You're not even sure if she has eyelids. Weird. And then, following shortly behind her, especially,
Internet birthdays.
Christ.
you kind of leaned on the bar. Oh no, I think we're good. Special Agent Teach kind of just leans on the bar next to her.
Don't you
No.
guys have like a body to be looking at or something?
We're investigators. We investigate.
You have vodka soda? What? Oh, Miller Lite? What do you want?
No. I was gonna ask for a water, but not sure I trust it from here. A little strange to see all four of you together.
I mean, I work here.
This is my bar. I go here all the time. I told you, it's like home away from home.
There's something to be said about coincidences. Isn't that right, Agent Simmons? Agent Simmons just kind of snickers. No such thing as coincidences in our line of work.
Well, what do you make of all this then? You think somebody's targeting us?
If someone was targeting you, wouldn't you be dead?
Seems like all our friends are.
Strange that. Strange that.
I lean over to Sam and I said, oh,
she keeps repeating that.
I'm gonna give her a water with no ice in a plastic cup.
I lean over to Sam. I said, they're just trying to shake us down. That's just ignore them. It's just what these guys do.
If we were in trouble, you'd already have us in handcuffs. So why are you here? I'm just
Special, Special Agent Teach just he still has that smug look on his face. He's like, well, maybe we figure if we hang around you long enough, someone's just gonna get murdered, and it'll make your job a lot easier to track them down.
Wow, thanks for the vote and confidence. Are you drinking?
Honestly, though, we have some people out on the scent right now. Right now, we just have time to kill. Just like you boys, right?
Cool. Are you drinking?
Like, we're technically on duty, we're not allowed to.
I'm gonna point to the sign that says if you sit at the bar, you must order a drink.
He's like, alright then, I'll take a drink.
Aren't you suits always on duty? Isn't it like kind of part of the gig?
That it is.
Is the popcorn ready?
Yeah, it'd be a
I don't have much of an appetite.
I'm gonna pull out the popcorn, I'm gonna open it, and I'm not even gonna, there's not even like a bowl to put it in.
No,
I'm
there's
just,
not even a point.
I'm gonna just put it there in front of you, and then I'm going to give the detective a warm Bud Light. Just right out the pack. I didn't even go into the cooler for it.
Yeah, the detective or the agent? Because the detective is,
Oh, the agent.
I
Yeah,
want a
the
warm
agent.
Bud Light.
Yeah, the agent. Sorry.
Yeah. So he just kind of just, like, grabs it and puts it to the side, because at least he ordered a drink.
Mm-hmm.
But he kind of just pulls Simmons away, and they go to the back and start talking amongst themselves.
What the hell's going on with these weirdos?
They are just
I've
so strange.
Man, that one didn't even blink.
You all noticed that, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't think she can.
Yeah, she must be part fish.
I think it's
She
some
was
weird.
the one that looked into my soul pen.
If you guys would like to make a roll,
Oh, cool.
Ooh, first rolls.
first rolls, I'm just trying to figure out what it would be. So that would probably be a intelligence and a I'm sorry for this, guys. This is like my first time doing this. Probably just do an intelligence or investigation roll, or if you have it, just um, medicine or psychology. You can put those two together, but intelligence plus some sort of mental skill.
All right, I've got an investigation of 4, so I'll do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Intelligence and...
I got nothing. Nothing.
Nothing.
I'm just thinking about how bad this popcorn tastes.
2, 3, 4.
I'm gonna do medicine and intelligence, which I only have 2 dice, but it's better than nothing.
You said psychology, right?
And any sort of thing to deal with humans, right? Interacting with other humans.
So empathy,
Empathy could work.
and empathy in something.
Mhm.
I don't think I'm
Okay,
actually.
yeah, I can do
Cool.
intelligence, empathy. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'll just do the medicine and intelligence. Oh, and
7.
look, 2.
Nice.
You can only apply one skill, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's everything is it's usually going to be an attribute and a skill.
In that case, it will be a 3 for me.
I gotta get that, 1 second. There.
Hey.
I'm gonna roll. Dang. One, and just me. Hold up, just trying to figure out. I'm trying to count, and my copy paste changed, so I have to redo it. But I do
Okay.
get 7 dice on this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a high intelligence and a high empathy.
Yeah. That worked out well for you.
Yeah. So let's see where. There we go. Nope, that's the wrong one. There we go. Alright, let's do this, guys.
Hit Reddit.
Dang, okay.
You still only got 1 success.
I know.
Womp womp.
RNGesus is not on our side right
No.
I did leave the
One
church.
more than I got.
All right. So, for the most part, you all get the feeling that even though these really, really weird special agents have like sweated you all down, they've interrogated you, they're following you around, they're just being awful people. You have the feeling that they don't really treat you as suspects, and they're actually somewhat concerned about you. They're showing it
That's
in a very
touching.
extreme way.
They're just doing their jobs, guys. I mean, you gotta control every lead. You gotta look at every lead, and I mean, it does look a little weird. A little bit weird that. And then I kind of pause and I look at Sam, and I was like, you weren't here when Frank died, but you were at the police station. What's up with that?
My partner's dead.
Ah, what?
My buddy. He died that night, the same night that Frank died. I'm pretty sure.
No, his was
Was
a
it?
few days before.
Oh, okay. Well, then in that case, I would have said
You thought
that.
you thought it was the same night Frank died, but when you tell them the story of how you found your friend Mac's body in the parking lot, chest flayed, staked down with railroad spikes, face cut into a Glasgow smile. Vivid, like the image burned into your brain like it was yesterday, even though it was almost 2 weeks ago. Which makes some people stop because no, that wasn't when Frank died. Frank died last week.
How many days apart was it?
Just
A couple of days?
pretty much a week.
7 days.
A week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
That is messed up. Somebody's going around killing our friends.
And Eric Sanchez, you noticed that your partner died just about a week after Frank did.
So this has all happened in the span of 3 weeks. And Frank died a week ago, so his partner literally just died?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay.
And you also know that There's at least 2 or 3 other victims that
Well,
are
they said
unrelated to you.
5 people total to someone.
To me. It's like, well, they did mention there were other victims. I just didn't realize how closely connected that we all were as far as victims go. That's a little, can't really blame them for being suspicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty creepy. I'll keep eating the popcorn.
Nick, did you say the agents moved away
Yeah.
from the bar?
Yeah.
Okay, so JD would like to actually go up to them with their newfound information.
Okay.
And basically just put their hands on the table and go, okay, spill it. You care about us.
Oh, God.
You're here for some purpose, and there is a lot more you didn't tell us initially. So spill, I want answers.
I'm gonna open a beer for me.
It was like half that popcorn. This is gonna be great. So, Special Agent Teach, because he seems like he does most of the talking. He's kind of like stares you down. Alright, kid, I'm going to tell you something real important. Have you ever heard of the VASCU? VASCU.
I don't think so.
You wouldn't tell.
No.
Agent Simmons and myself are part of the Vanguard Serial Crimes Unit. We specialize in tracking down serial killers. We have 5 victims, all killed the exact same way, all within a week of each other. So we're trying to stop this before we get victim number 6, or 7, or 8, or however many till this cycle finishes. That's what we're doing here.
So you're following us because we're kind of all related?
We're following you because you are the closest pattern we've been able to find so far. And that's how we track down these killers. We notice the patterns and we follow them. Well, we have other methods as well, but those haven't provided fruit. So we go with the old trick.
So was it one of you that made my eye tingle in our interrogation?
This is awesome. I'm gonna lean in and keep eating popcorn.
So, yeah, Teach kind of.
I'm pretty sure she doesn't blink.
Teach just kind of laughed. She's like, "You're sounding a little paranoid. Oh, you believe in little green men, little gray men, something like that."
Well, when you live on the street,
Get real, kid. He's actually, you can roll me.
roll you. I don't know if I'll learn anything.
You're gonna need some sort of social skill for this.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me just see.
I have persuasion, empathy, expression. I'm not lying, so subterfuge probably doesn't apply.
You probably need some sort of persuasion. I would say would probably be your best bet here.
Persuasion and what attribute?
That would probably be either. Well, you have 2, or at least 1 point, or 2 points in most of those. So either choose presence or manipulation. Trying to squeak it out of them. They're both the same. They're both the same, anyways.
Yeah, I mean it is the same.
I just want you to pick because the roll's going to determine like how you are trying to get out of them. Are you trying to like trick it out of them, or are you just trying to be like, "Hey, man, we're all on the same side. Just tell me what's going on."
I think it would be more of a manipulation. Like they're just trying to get more information and piece things together themselves.
Absolutely. Alright, well, give me that roll. So that is a total of
0 successes. Fantastic.
Wow.
So, yeah, Teach is just like, what, you think we have some sort of special mind powers?
Um,
Really? You're really kid,
can I
you read too
propose
many
a roll?
comics. Go ahead.
Can I propose a roll?
Absolutely.
With the with the pattern and the way the bodies were done up, since I'm like kind of versed in occult, would I be able to maybe get some insight into if that was some kind of ritual, or something like that that I've heard of? Don't know.
Let me just take a look real quick at your sheet.
Sure thing.
And I'll let you know.
What you know?
What you say?
Absolutely. You can roll me a intelligence plus occult.
Okay, so that'll be a 5.
Yep.
Cool. That's exactly what I wanted to do. 5
Whoa.
success.
Whoa!
Whoa, whoa, holy tens, Batman.
Yeah.
That's cool. So
That
when
is-
you get a 10, it lets
Explodes.
you roll another one?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if
That's
you
awesome.
were to roll a 10, it counts as a success, plus you get to re-roll it. If you roll a 10 again, it repeats until you don't roll a 10.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And you have the potential to get more successes regardless of rolling it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you know that, at least from what you've been able to piece together so far, is that all of these people have been killed the exact same way, the exact same method, but it doesn't look like anything has been done ritualistically other than the murder itself.
Right.
There's been what you saw with your friend is that he was staked, his face cut, and then his chest was basically skinned off him while he was alive, and that's what killed him. And
Wow.
you're assuming that's what happened to everybody else, but there's nothing that really does that as a spell or as some sort of sacrifice to demons or whatever. That's nothing you've ever heard of before. You don't even think that's ever been done before by anything.
Interesting. This is like, so okay, then that changes how I would think about things. Okay, that's a lot of good information.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably try to. I was thinking about trying to use that, accuse them of like hiding more information because it seems like they may know what the person was trying to do, but I don't know. They could just be a crazy person. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. But
you could be. Are you saying that out loud? It's like, no, could just be a crazy person.
yeah, sure. Yeah, I'd be like, you think this is? I would say that to the people at the bar that aren't talking to the agents, or I guess if you walked back, you'd hear to JD. But I would be like, do you think this is just a crazy person, or like, do you think this is like a group of people? Like, how do you? My friend was not he could fight. Like, he wasn't. Somebody wouldn't just get the upper hand on him.
Oh. And Jack's just like, Frank must have weighed close to 400 pounds. I don't know how anyone pulled him out.
And I mean, considering Frank's past occupation, it could be possible that, multiple people could have done it.
Well, did this happen before they were dead or afterward? I assume they died and then they were posed, right?
No.
Yeah, do you want to lift up 400 dead weight? Wait, what? No.
I just figured.
Well, that's the thing is that, like, do any of you have any medical knowledge?
I have one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You can also make this roll without any medicine knowledge if you want. It's just straight D10 roll.
No, it's -3 if you're not skilled in the.
Yeah, but
So it's an intelligence medicine.
Yeah,
is the role you're looking
intelligence medicine.
for? Okay, I have one pip in medicine.
You
It's
want
probably
I got nothing.
Oops, same.
a vest. Yeah.
4. I'm counting. F6.
intelligence medicine 6.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Wow.
Well, hold up. Is when you're looking at skills,
Yeah.
you count that one next to medicine as part of your dice roll, right? And then whatever you have on your pips, right?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so it's just 5. Oh, dang.
You have 1 point in medicine.
Okay.
And 1, 2, 3, 4 points in intelligence. So you have to be 5 total.
Yep.
How did you roll nothing on a 5, man?
Lots of 7s and no
Mhm.
8s. That's no.
Alright, so JD, you saw Frank's body as well. And you know, you've watched enough CSI Miami reruns to know that if something's done to a body once it's dead, it doesn't bleed, right? Like, they can tell, like, the detectives and the coroners and investigators can tell if something's been done before or after someone's been killed, right?
Right. So
There was substantial amounts of blood from where Frank was staked to the wall, which means that they did that before he was dead. And he was put like a foot, like almost a foot and a half, 2 feet above the floor. So it wasn't like resting on the floor. He was raised up against the wall.
That's crazy, man. What? The killer get a step ladder? I mean, what's
So
that?
I think
That's
JD
crazy.
JD turns to the agents and goes, "Can I get you anything? Do you need a refill on water?"
They haven't touched their drinks. I mean, they just kind of stare at you. Like, I think we're good, kid.
Hey,
We should call him
cool.
the step ladder killer. That's what we should call him.
So I think JD comes back and goes, "There's no way this happened post-mortem or after he was dead."
Yeah.
What? Wait a minute. What are you, Quincy? Wait a minute. This doesn't make any sense. Of course he was dead. How do you attack a 400-pound
Blood.
man and throw him up on a wall and stake him? Makes no
Aren't you a
sense.
narcotics detective?
I am, but I mean, come on now.
There's what? Ketamine could probably do the trick.
Here's the thing: there was blood everywhere. Bodies don't bleed after they're dead because the heart isn't beating.
That's great, but again, did the guy
I don't
have a
know
step
how.
ladder? I mean, what was he, 8 feet tall?
I don't know how he
Was he
did
an
it.
8-foot tall man at the bar?
I mean, we have ladders in the back.
Oh God!
Have any of you checked the security cameras?
I'm gonna kind of pause and be like, yeah, those haven't actually worked in a while. I mean, I could check. I mean, I haven't.
See what you can find on them. If you
Could
can.
check.
Because you know you gave the police a copy of your security
Okay.
cameras, but you still have the originals, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of take a moment and think about it. Is Jolene still back there, or did she go home?
Well, she's still there.
Okay. I'm going to sort of like wave them off. I gotta make an offering, guys. As I go in the back, and kind of knock on Jolene's door, as my insight has told me to look at the cameras somehow. It's it's a little bit of love from God. And I'm gonna ask her if I could take a look at the security cameras.
Yeah, Julia's like, I'm gonna go home for the night. I mean, sweetie, you do what you want to do. I can't see anything from that night. So
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, ma'am. We got you covered here.
okay.
Brittany's coming in, right? Like she's not. She's gonna actually show for her shift because I mean I don't think a lot of people are gonna be coming, but just in case, I don't want to be by myself when Jack leaves.
Well, if Brittany doesn't show up, I'm gonna go to her house and I'll tan her hide.
All right, cool. I believe you.
All right, you take care of Benjamin. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. And as she leaves, I'm gonna get out that tape.
Joe, JD, are you gonna watch the tape together with some popcorn?
I got popcorn.
I didn't invite the patrons.
Please only.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I did not invite the patrons because I might or may not share this information as I receive it.
Check the step ladder.
So I think JD is going to take Eric's bag of popcorn and go with.
I'm gonna kind of turn and look, and it's like, he's that's not yours.
It's fine. I'll pop another bag for him. It'll be okay. Although I'm not sure.
You
if I
left
want
Jack out there by himself.
Jack's like,
You told me I can't pour drinks
I'm
anyway.
fine.
So
Yeah, but you gotta pick up after people and and warm up hot pockets. Like that's your job.
Jack's just like, there's like 6 people here. I'm fine.
Okay.
2 of them aren't drinking.
Yeah, big tips for me. Woo.
Alright,
So
so-
glad we reopened.
Anyways, so you and JD go and watch the security tapes, yes?
Sure. And if we like it, we'll share it with the patrons.
Alright, cool. So, it's normal, pretty busy weekend night.
Mhm.
You basically fast forward through most of it. You stop every once in a while to see any huge freaking guys who could have done that to Frank, but you don't really spot anyone inside.
Yeah.
You keep fast forwarding later throughout the night, and sorry, I'm just checking on this here real quick. Around like 2 a.m. on the camera sort of facing outside, like through the front door, you notice a tall, skinny figure. Can't really see his face. Wearing just like old, dirty clothing, kind of just slowly walks by, kind of turns, looks inside, and keeps walking.
Never going inside the bar.
No.
Okay. And that's the front door or the back door?
That's the front door.
Okay.
That's like going out front.
Okay.
I still keep in touch with people who I knew on the street. Would there be any chance that I would know them? I know I can't see their face, but just like their build and their figure.
Yeah, you don't recognize them at all. If either of you would like to be that would just be this would be an investigation intelligence straight up.
So intelligence investigation.
And I'm gonna roll it.
So I don't have any pips in investigation.
What's your intelligence?
4.
Then roll a 1.
Did I roll 1? Okay.
1.
I got 3 successes.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So JD, you yell at Ben to you kind of like wait, rewind it back to that weird dude.
What? It's just some homeless guy. Like, no offense, kiddo. Just saying. Okay, whatever.
But you notice again as he walks past and looks there, nobody looks at him. nobody sees him. And it's more so than just like, oh, it's a homeless person, I don't see him. It's people just seem to look like straight through him, at least what you can see with low quality of the recording.
People aren't noticing him. Watch it again if you don't believe me.
It's like somebody almost walks into this dude.
There, right there. That guy almost walked into the homeless dude.
That's pretty weird.
You're getting a little heebie-jeebies from this.
We should probably share that with the agents. I think our
Well, I mean, the agents have their own copy.
Yeah. You still haven't finished the video, right?
No. Yeah, we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna take notes.
So you fast forward again. So around 3 o'clock, when the bar is starting to let out again, that same strange figure is back. Only this time he's standing outside of the bar, and you notice people just walk around him. No one seems to notice him, and then you just kind of lose track of him in the crowd, and he's not there anymore.
Huh.
You rewind, you play it, you slow-mo, you frame by frame, and just somewhere in there, he just kind of it's just gone. But again, no one seems to see him, no one notices him, no one acknowledges him.
The heck?
I'm trying to think with my church training if I can make any sort of roll on this.
Your church train, your academic.
Yeah,
that won't help you.
it won't help me.
I'm pretty sneaky, but if I would do what this guy just did, someone would have seen.
I mean, it's giving me heebie-jeebie, like, Exorcist horror film vibes, is what I'm saying. Like, right. I've got Pips in a cult, like...
Do you want to get through the last half hour before Frank dies?
Sure.
Okay, so you fast forward a little bit, you switch the cameras to the outside, you fast forward, and you see, Frank's just like hauling out empty kegs and stuff and just doing all the stuff that he does.
Uh-huh.
And you notice on camera, you see that strange figure, just like the bottom half of him, kind of walk up the alley. And you see Frank like looks up and sees him and just yells at him. You can't really hear anything on the audio.
It's because there's a lot of Manson playing.
No, there's just no audio.
Yeah. So, like, you say, like, the bottom half, does he, like, have, like, no top half, or it's just, like, there's something blocking him?
It's just, like, the angle of the camera.
Oh, okay.
Like, with the angle of the camera, you can't really see anything. You see, like, you recognize, like, the lower half, like, the pea coat that the guy is wearing, or not pea coat, but, like, the longer coat and the slacks and the shoes. But as, like, figure starts walking towards him, all of a sudden the security camera just kind of goes like all interference, fuzzy lines, and just is white noise.
Well, I'm kind of glad it did that.
And then you kind of fast forward, and then literally, less than 10 minutes later, it's Frank staked to the wall.
Shut the front door.
I think we found our, serial killer?
I'm gonna, like... Wait here. And I'm gonna get up, and I'm gonna walk back out to, like, the bar. I'm assuming our patrons are still there. Are there more people? Are the agents still there?
Yeah, I figure I'm eating a Hot Pocket by now.
Yeah, you got a Hot Pocket.
Well, JD wasn't doing their job, so I don't know.
It's perfectly all Hot Pockets is scalding hot on the outside and ice cold in the middle.
Oh yeah, classic.
I would probably, not to like, off-road or derail. That's the word I'm looking for. Not to derail, but I'll probably ask the detective why he seems to be in such chipper mood after I'm assuming he lost somebody too. I'm
Yeah,
assuming you lost somebody too.
Yeah.
I-
Your partner just died. Why are you so
It's-
happy?
This ain't me chipper, buddy. I'm just being me.
Fake it.
This is just me.
Fake
Well-
it.
Hey, can I ask you, why were you mumbling about all that occult stuff? What the hell's going on with that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just back when I was a kid.
You're a goth kid?
No, none of that. My mom, she practiced.
Mom was a goth
some
kid?
really old Cuban traditions that I remember watching her do some of
Oh, that
these.
Santorini stuff?
Yeah,
I
some of
gotcha.
that, but
All right.
but not like it's not like what they make it like in the movies. It's not like that.
I got you. All right. Yeah, no. To be honest, my partner, he died the same way, pretty much.
I'm
But
sorry to hear
I
that, man.
figured it was drugs. I mean, I figure it's just like back in the '80s where you just get these crazy cartels killing people left and right. It
Man, I
happens.
don't know, man, because I don't think my buddy gosh, what was my partner's name? Is Mac. Mac
Yeah.
was I'm sorry. Mac was not a he didn't do any drugs, I don't think. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
he did, but I hung out with
Everybody
him a
says
lot.
that.
and-
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, everybody says that. So
Mac was overall kept his nose pretty clean, but you definitely don't think he did anything to deserve to be getting like a message murder by the cartels.
yeah.
So you're not really feeling that. You're not feeling like Mac was sitting on 10 kilos of Wayo and
Blow.
yeah. Yeah, just stole half a brick from the fucking cartels, and that's why they whacked him.
That's what I think. That's what Eric thinks. He thinks it's all cartel.
Yeah. So Eric's running theory is crazy cartel murders.
Yep.
Oh well.
Sam's theory is Santeria gone wrong.
I'm not trying to bring you down, man. I'm glad it's refreshing your attitude. So
I appreciate it. Yeah.
I guess
Like
this is
from the,
around this
from the-
time that I
Yeah,
come
there's-
out. And I'm gonna kind of stand there. Are the agents still there?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
This time they're like, you're not quite sure what they're doing. They're kind of like almost yelling at each other in whispers.
Okay, I'm gonna look at Eric and Sam, and I was like, "Hey, do you guys want to come get a VIP drink in the back?"
There more hot pockets back there.
Yeah. Just top shelf quality.
Hot pockets.
Yeah, I'm in.
you sure your friend will be okay with the two weirdos over there?
Yeah. Brittany should be in pretty soon.
That's just like they're very demanding, but I think I can handle their drink orders.
Okay.
Seriously,
Stand
fuck
up and-
these guys.
Join them.
I'm gonna kind of wave them back and sort of navigate them. I was like, alright. Don't freak out.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you something, and I'm guessing that these guys have probably already seen it, but if any of this looks familiar to you guys, just gonna show you something, and I'm gonna bring where JD's probably still back there looking at the tape or whatever. They're like, "Hey kid, show them Slender Man."
Slender. I mean, I get the reference. I'm not. Okay. Anyway.
Is this some kind of prank?
No. JD will pull up and point out the skinny, what they think is a homeless person. He's there, and then they fast forward, and there, and standing outside the bar, and then it goes all staticky, and then Frank's dead.
This is why you called me back here. This.
Aren't you
But,
a
like-
cop? Come on.
like-
Hold on.
Who's this
Hold
guy,
on.
Moriarty?
Whoa,
I mean,
I
he
don't
didn't
wanna
do
s-
anything.
I don't need to see that. That's a little.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
didn't see
rough.
a Frank
Kinda
like that.
gruesome.
But yeah, so you replay it, and it's like you point out all the super weird stuff, how he just kind of no one seems to notice him.
and then he
kinda
just disappears.
disappears into the crowd, literally disappears into the crowd, and then you're never able to see his face, even though you should be able to with the camera angles, and that the how Frank was literally the only person to actually notice he was there.
Yeah, that's weird. I'll give you that. That's weird.
Okay, hold up, Mr. Detective, sir. Did you not go through the police academy? Like, this is your jam, and I'm doing your jam.
I'm just shaking my head. Look, there's
And
no
I've
way a
seen
guy
other
like
cops.
that can lift up a 400-pound man. You want to tell me how he did it? That's fine. I don't see him murdering anybody. I see Johnny Spooky over there floating around. I see the tape go bad, and I see a crime scene. That's what I see.
Okay, so
Are there any businesses next door that have cameras outside?
That's a good question.
I kind of assumed that this bar was just like in the middle of like in a big dirt parking lot.
It's
Oh.
it's pretty much just
Fair.
like there's maybe some industrial areas around there, but they're all like high, like razor wire fencing and stuff like that. Places that don't really need outside security cameras so much.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna look at this guy again. I mean, what's his weight class? He looks like maybe he's like 160 or something. Tall and thin.
Like really tall and pretty thin. Guy looks like he's maybe like 6'5", 6'6", and yeah, like 160 pounds. 100.
Granted, I'll give you skinny folks can be real strong. I've seen that, but there's no way, man. There's no way.
Could look
Yeah.
to his knees. I mean,
Frank was like maybe a little bit shorter than this guy, but easily like twice the width.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know what you see in the movies on TV, but that don't happen. There's weight classes for a reason. That's just not gonna happen.
Yeah,
How long
But-
does the tape go out?
like less than 10 minutes.
That's crazy.
some heebie-jeebies. To be fair,
Less
there
than
could
10
have.
minutes to stake a guy to a wall and do all
And-
that stuff.
And do all that stuff to him.
Get out of here, man.
Well,
Well,
I
maybe-
mean, he couldn't have
maybe
done
that's
it
our
to
witness.
himself.
Maybe it's not our he's not our he didn't commit the crime, but he's a witness. So I mean,
Yeah, I'll
you
give you
find
that, Sam. Yeah, I'll do that. Sure. Sure. He may have had
Find
some
him.
buddies or something.
I'm gonna kind of stand up from my folding chair, and I'm gonna go outside and look out back and see if because I never really like I was telling the cops, like I opened the door, there's Frank's body. I shut the door, and then I called to the cops, and then so that's another thing. Is my car in the video? Because I parked back there, right?
You would have parked on the other side.
Okay.
So,
Well, I'm gonna go and just kind of look around that scene. I mean, anyone is welcome to follow me, but I'm not gonna actually say what I'm doing. I just stand up and I just go outside to go look at the scene. Because I mean, even though not a lot of people have walked back here since the murder scene, right? Just a couple of people.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look and see if there's any drag marks of any kind, any footprints, just anything that's just not supposed to be there.
well, that's definitely another investigation role.
Okay.
I would probably suggest you bring out the person who has the specialty to investigate. a
Hey,
crime
guess who
scene.
that is?
Yeah. So I mean, again, you can follow me. I might even stop and pause and be like, "Well, I'm gonna go look, guys. Do you want to come?"
I'll keep watch, make sure the agents don't try and come back here and bust us. messing
Okay.
with a crime scene.
Can
Not
I
a
get
bad
another
idea.
bag of popcorn at least?
Well, the tape is
Oh,
down.
yeah, here. JD hands back the bag of popcorn.
It's empty.
They
And,
probably ate like 2 pieces.
And what are you doing, JD?
I'm going with.
You're going with?
I'll
Okay.
go with. That's fine. I'll go with.
All right.
So I'm just gonna have you roll. Just have Sanchez roll for it because everyone else is just fucking terrible at it.
All right. So
I rolled
what do
2
I need to roll?
successes.
How many dice?
Uh,
Because it's a specialty.
yeah. So you get 7.
7 dice. Okay.
And if you want to use a wits, you can add 3 to it as well, for a total of 10.
Wow. Now let me just go 7 because let's do 7. Right. All right.
Okay, so 2 successes. So you notice that from what's left over on the crime scene, even though it's been a week, you probably have to look at the actual crime scene report to get a full rundown. But from your cursory investigation, you don't see any drag marks. You don't see blood spray as in the sign of a fight. It's all localized. It doesn't look like there's a struggle. Nothing's really out of place. The only strange thing that you do find is a couple weird black smudges around the place.
I'll take a look at that because really none of it makes sense because you'd figure if he wasn't dead, he'd have to put up a fight. There should be just stuff strewn around everywhere. So, I mean, I look at him and I go, guys, yeah, this doesn't make any sense.
Frank looks like he's the kind of dude where, if he was in a fight, would literally throw that big ass dumpster at somebody.
Yeah. I mean, there's not enough scuffling and stuff around. This doesn't make any sense.
You think they knocked him out?
Yeah, with a tranquilizer dart. I mean,
I did
it
say
would have to be.
ketamine.
It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so you said you wanted to investigate that black powder first.
Yeah.
You can try to make me a roll, it's just going to be a straight D10 roll for it if you want. You'd have to have something in science to make this roll.
Hey, does anybody know what these black marks are? I got no clue.
I have
Can anybody figure this out?
I have a pip in medicine and survival.
I said science.
Medicine is science. Oh, I have a pip in science. Actual science.
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
God.
Okay.
Somebody does.
Okay, I was thinking of
No.
sciences. So ant and science?
Yes.
Okay, so that'll be 5 for me.
Do it.
You roll a straight 0. Oh, thank God! You finally didn't roll zeros. So you kind of look at the powder, you're trying to figure out what it is. It doesn't look like ink. It doesn't look like trash, mold, or anything. You kind of just take a little wipe of it and you kind of sniff it. And it takes you a while to place it because it's something you almost never see nowadays. It's coal dust.
Huh.
What?
Yeah, it's kind of like how somebody would be in a mine and have soot on them essentially.
This is Miami. There are no mines anywhere in this
Yeah.
state.
But it's not soot. It's literal coal dust.
So did that guy look dirty?
I mean,
far
it
as
was
we can
dark
tell?
and he was wearing black, so it's kind of hard to tell, right?
Was this just a small? What's the amount?
It's just kind of smudged in small places throughout, kind of around where the body was and leading up to it, but just nowhere else.
And it's not
Are you-
Are you sure it's not fingerprint powder?
No, it's definitely not.
They don't use coal.
It
But-
coal has that distinctive you know,
Yeah.
nitrogen burnt kind of smell to it. So you're certain it's coal dust and not charcoal,
Yeah.
Right.
like legit from the ground coal.
Yeah.
Is there a
Pressurized.
is there a power plant nearby that uses coal, or maybe even like a rail yard where that might come in?
Miami hasn't used coal power, you think, for at least 20 odd years.
Okay.
And you're kind of close to the railroads, but again, they use diesel engines, not coal engines. Those haven't been used.
Well, I just meant because they ship it in railroad
Yeah.
carts.
Like you are pretty close. You're in the industrial park area. You're close to the railroads, but
Yeah, nobody would have use for it nearby, is what I'm getting.
yeah, it's
It's just not a resource that most businesses need.
no. You're pretty sure that Frank didn't own any coal-fired steam engines.
Where does coal come from? Like, I mean, in
Appalachia.
Miami.
Yeah. Any place you got a mine, I mean, sure. Sure.
I mean,
I don't know.
this is Miami. Aren't we all like hydropowered?
Yeah. And under the sea level, there ain't no mines.
I mean, there's salt mines.
Yeah.
So, at what point do we think we should loop in those agents?
I
I
mean,
nominate
Hey.
you. Go for it. Go for it, kid.
I bet they already know. Why are we? They probably have all the information that we have, or more. They're probably
yeah,
not
they
telling us that.
I
Yeah.
don't.
I'm not saying that we shouldn't, but I'm saying we shouldn't.
JD, out of all of us, you should be the least trusting of cops.
I mean, I am, and I don't think these guys are actually cops.
I get that
I
vibe
think
too.
there's something else going on, and we're involved with them whether we like it or not, so we might as well just keep them in the loop.
True.
Or we can wait for them to ask us more questions and then tell
I
them.
don't want to be dragged back to the police station. It's bad for my street cred.
I thought it was good for your street cred.
It's good for your street
I'm
cred if
trying
you're a
to-
rapper.
I'm trying to straighten up. I'm trying so hard.
I know, and you've been doing a great job. Pat their shoulders. I'm proud of you.
You're probably still on probation or something.
All right, guys. This isn't an intervention.
I think they've probably only been 18 for a short amount of time, so any charges they had prior to this were juvenile ones, and
Yeah.
they don't want to be in more trouble. They just don't.
I mean, you're not doing anything wrong.
So,
Yeah,
kid, do
but
you
I
know
feel
the
like-
skinny guy? You know Slender Man?
No,
Or
that's
something
what I
you might
wanted to know. If
Slender
you
Man?
guys, because I mean, if you guys know, like, if he's like familiar to any of you, because your
Can I
friends
make
died too.
a social check of some kind to see if I know him, or is that just like would I just immediately be like I don't recognize that guy?
You would just immediately be like, I don't recognize that guy.
What about his clothing? Any markings or like specific brands or anything?
That's a very good question to ask. And
Dude, straight out of Hot Topic.
Hey
give me
man,
one second just to check.
that topic's my jam.
Rolls
Go
here.
beat up some goth kids, get some answers.
So that would probably be. I would have to say make that a streetwise and presence roll.
All right, so that's just going to be a 2 for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Ba-da-da-da-da. Where is my tab? Have a lot of tabs open.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here we go. 1.
One success.
1 out of 2.
Really, all you need.
I'm getting pretty lucky today.
If anything, you would classify his clothes as vintage. like he's wearing some old style shoes, like all like scuffed up old style leather shoes. He's got the old timey slacks on with the suspenders, striped old style high collared shirt, a very large wide brimmed hat that seems to cover most of his head. But,
Weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I wear a wide brimmed hat, but it's for my job.
It's different.
Yeah.
Keeps the
I
sun
also
out.
don't
like-
think you can lift 400 pounds and then still be able to nail in nails
don't-
to the wall.
I don't see him doing that though. I mean, we have no solid evidence here.
He's our only suspect.
He is a suspect, but he also could be just a witness if we rule out the fact. I mean, if we rule out that he can't lift this guy. I mean,
me
Here's
too.
the thing.
He's
Here's
not
the
a
thing.
suspect. He's a witness.
First off, we don't know that. Second off, there's 10 minutes of missing footage. Anyone or anything could have happened during that time. I'm not like super smart or anything, but I feel like we can agree on that.
Yeah.
Kid, what did he do? Roll up a bunch of midgets or something and accost him, cut him open, and then they all left in a truck?
Hey, midgets is offensive.
Oh, sorry. But what do we do? What's going on?
Okay, first off, there's a dumpster out there. Second off, I don't know.
Did
I'm
he
just saying, it doesn't
summon
make any
a
sense.
pack of raccoons from the dumpster and they created a raccoon dumpster ladder to lift him up while he nailed him to the wall?
You know what? Clearly, you don't think we should loop him in, but I'm out of here because you are all dismissing my ideas. That we
Not
should find this
dismissing
guy.
you.
I think we should find the guy. I don't think that
Yeah, I'm
we should
all
get the
for that.
agents involved.
Yeah,
But
I'm
he
with
was
you.
doing... No, but this is why we need to get them involved.
All right. Well, why don't
They
we
know
go see?
more about this. They've been investigating all 5 of these murders that are all identical.
Well, let's go down. How about this? You guys talk to the agents or whatever, and then if they don't know anything, then maybe we go down to the ranger station and check the videotapes there and see if we can, if old timey homeless man is. I don't think he's a homeless man.
Old timey Joe.
If Father Time is in the video, then we will we'll know that he's our suspect.
Okay, so
Tell you what. Oh, go ahead.
I was just rolling on the common sense.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
So Eric,
Great. That's what we need right now.
There you go.
your detective training's starting to kick in, and you're putting some very strange puzzle pieces together. It's not quite clicking for you yet. But you have old-timey clothes, coal dust, railway spikes, a person who doesn't show up on cameras that people don't notice that they exist. The only person who seemed to notice him was the victim.
Mm-hmm.
You have less than 10 minutes between meeting and death, and then no video footage anywhere of the victim or the unknown suspect leaving. I think that your best bet now might be using some of your police contacts. That's what your sense is telling you. You don't quite have enough puzzle pieces yet. You might need some inside. You might need some inside insight to this. Maybe someone can lose a police report on your desk.
All right, we'll do that then. I'll tell the rest of them what I'm thinking, and we'll go from there.
Maybe you can go steal a coroner's report or intercept some evidence filing before it reaches a desk.
JD, because you said this guy kind of. So the initial vibe I was getting about this guy was that he was more of a vagrant type. Is that not the vibe that we landed on?
He's like, he had kind of that vagrancy, kind of dirty, old clothes look to him, but I think that might have ended once he kind of like walked in the alleyway and Frank saw him, and then Frank died, and the dude was just gone.
Because was wondering if I could, like, go out into the streets and meet up with some of my street friends and ask them if they've seen someone of his vague description.
You can absolutely do that. You would, if you want to do that for your plan, I'll figure out a role for that. So Eric is going to go.
Go back to the police station. Yeah.
You're going to go back to the police station. And you're going to tell them that's your plan.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. So
I would like to schmooze a little bit with the agents if they're gonna still be in the bar. I mean, I can't leave tonight. This is my job.
yeah.
But if JD wants to leave, especially if Brittany shows up, JD, we don't keep you until closing anyway most nights. So if you want to leave to go ask around, you're welcome to do that.
I mean,
I'm gonna let you go.
Can also ask around once the bar closes as well, or in the morning.
I mean, whatever you want to do, kiddo, it's fine. But I think maybe you should leave the talking to those guys to me. All right?
Yeah. So we're gonna separate here.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go split the timeline a little bit.
Okay.
So Eric is going to the police station to go and do his work there. JD, you're gonna go meet up with some homies and you're gonna go see if anyone knows this dude. So start off with JD. I'm gonna need you to make a presence and streetwise. So you're that's a 4 total.
Mm-hmm.
So make a roll on that. Nice, 3 successes. So you go and you hit up some of the camps that you know where people congregate. You hit up some of the drug spots. You meet up with your dealer. You meet up with a bunch of people. You hit the streets hard, and not one person has heard about this dude. Even the guys who practically live in the kind of vacant lots around the bar, they've never seen this dude. There's some people who were there that night and don't even remember seeing this dude. So it's like he just doesn't exist.
Fantastic.
Yeah. All right, going over to Eric. Police station. So what would you like to try and do? Do you want to go?
I figure they're not going to let me look at anything related to my partner, but the owner of the bar, I mean, bars, drugs, that's in my area. So I'm going to take a look and see if I can see his report as far as the coroner's report on him.
So if you go down to talk to the coroner about it, to ask for the report, you would need to make a manipulation and then some social skill with it, right? So either subterfuge or intimidation.
Yeah, let's do subterfuge. I don't want to intimidate the coroner.
All right, so we'll do manipulation and subterfuge. So that's a 6 total dice pool.
All right, so I'll chat the guy. I figure I know the guy, so I'll just chat him up. Yeah, I got one.
All right, so the coroner is Dr. Bernard, and Doc used to call him. and you basically kind of just be like, "Yo, I'm working this case, narcotics. There's some dope being peddled out of here, out of the Angry Alligator Bar. I think Frank might have caught wind of it, and I think it's cartel related. So can you see? I just need to see the coroner's report real quick to make sure it's not if it leads to any other cartel hits around.
Yeah, because it's so bizarre. What else could it be? I mean, it's got to be sending a message.
Are you going to request any other?
I'm gonna ask for anything he's got. Even I'm gonna ask what his opinion is. I'm gonna see what I can do.
Can you just make me a straight manipulation? Oh yeah, I'm just gonna have you do a straight manipulation roll.
So it's 3.
3. Yeah,
I got 1.
that's pretty much all you need. So you're talking to Doc B, and you get the coroner's report, and he lays it out for you in just the usual gruesome details. You know, the victim that you're referring to, the one known as Frank. The best they can piece together is that he was staked to the wall first, then given a Glasgow smile, then his chest was skinned off rapidly until it led to death by shock or exsanguination first. They're not quite sure yet.
Well, Doc, have you ever seen anything like this? Who could do something like that?
It's like, it's weird because I remember the guy who trained me talking about some case like this back in, was it 89? Yeah, 89 I think it was. A little before I started working here. Something like real similar to this. Weird. And I mean, I got, a couple other cases exactly like this so far. And he's gonna pull out you've Mac pretty much killed the exact same way. Sorry, he knows he's not allowed to talk to you about your partner's thing at all, so he can't do that. It's like, I got two street girls and this university student, all kind of killed the same way this past month and a bit. So I'll be pretty quick, man. All the exact same
as the 89 case.
Yeah.
How did that one end?
I know. I think there was 7 or 8.
Oh, damn.
And then it just stopped.
All right. Well, I'll thank him for his time, and then I'll go search around for the 89 case. It's got to be in the dead files by now.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you go down to the cold case room. And lucky for you, they haven't been digitized yet, so it's all still paper filing. And it takes you 3 hours to find the case.
Ugh.
And I need you to make me a quick investigation check, please. So investigation plus intelligence.
Okay, that is, let's see, 2 and so 6?
Yep.
All right. We got 1.
All right. So
at least I'm consistent.
It's been almost 2 hours with this case file because it seems like it goes nowhere. The evidence sucks. The reporting sucks. People didn't care. This was mostly. It started off again with 2 streetwalkers, a couple vagrants. You think there was like 1 high school dropout in there. Some Cuban fresh off the boat.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna copy it. I'd like to give it to Sam. Maybe he has
All right.
some insight.
You do notice one thing, and it's a reference to a file from 1959.
Oh, geez. Okay. What is it?
You're not sure. It's a reference to a file from 1959.
I'm sure that stuff's not even in the building anymore. Would I know where to look for that?
You could always ask somebody.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I guess there's some curator down here or something. It's got to be somebody.
Yeah, there's an officer who's in charge of basically the record depository. Sullivan is his name, and he has been there since time immemorial.
So I'll talk to Sullivan. I'll say it's part of an investigation.
He's like,
And-
it's like an investigation. You investigating something from '59?
Hey, man, it points to that. So
All right. You know what, kid? Fine. 59. That's sub basement 2. You didn't even realize there was a sub basement 2.
yeah. Like, okay. I guess I'll head down there.
Yeah, so he kind of points you in the right direction as best they can. All right, so he basically gives you librarian directions. Oh, it's in this place, this shelf, blah, 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 which does you absolutely no good. We're gonna pause there for a second. Sorry. Sam, what are you up to right now? You were gonna go talk to the agents, weren't you?
Yeah, I think me and Ben were gonna talk to the agents, right? And
Yeah.
then if that didn't lead anywhere, I was gonna maybe leave and go check out the ranger station and see if there was any evidence I could find there.
Perfect. Let's go do the agents first.
I'm going to get. So when I look over at them, they haven't touched their drinks at all, right? Okay. I'm going to bring them 2 hamburger hot pockets.
Not even cheeseburger?
We have a variety of
The
hot
cheeseburger hot pockets, right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna be like, diarrhea pockets. And I'm gonna go ahead and be like, agents, set them on the table, on the house for, I didn't mean to seem a little off-putting. It's just tired, and I'm used to being quite cloistered in my life. But, this, it means a lot. Frank was a friend, so anything I can do to help you out, let me know, right?
Special Agent Teach just kind of gives you this kind of look. I'm not quite sure he's buying what you're selling.
Can I do persuasion?
You can try, absolutely.
Okay. Let's get that. Alright, so do I use wits or manipulation on this?
That's a manipulation.
That's a manipulation persuasion, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. I get 4 on that one.
2 successes.
Mhm.
All right. Well, luckily for you, even though Teach doesn't seem to be buying what you're selling, partner Simmons seems to be a little bit more sympathetic. It's like she's just like, listen, we're all just trying to do our jobs here, and we're really just trying to stop anyone else from dying. We have a lot of leeway on how we do that, but we try and keep it above board, right?
Right, absolutely. It you know, like this profession's got a lot of, especially a bar like this, lots of weird people coming in and out or just sort of hanging around. You know, I gotta ask. I I know you guys don't suspect me. I mean, I was here all night, but working, right? And this is just to kind of give some peace of mind because I'm having a hard time. The kid's having a hard time. Is there anybody that we should be looking out for? Like, just to, you know, like, if we see somebody that we should call you, like, kind of thing? Because I don't want anybody else here to get hurt.
Ethan Simmons kind of whispers something to Teach. Can't quite pick it up, and Teach just kind of listen, kid. Nah, it's you don't gotta worry. We're on top of this. Don't worry about keeping an eye out. There's a reason why we haven't put out a sketch or an alert or an APB or anything like that right now. We have our own methods and work. Trust us on that.
Huh.
Sam, you gonna ask him anything?
Yeah, I would probably approach, or I've been listening the whole time, like just sitting on the bar stool, kind of turned around facing them, and just kind of approach and be like, you have some odd methods, and I find you off-putting, quite frankly.
Thanks for the compliment.
I'm just being honest with you, buddy. So, why don't you do me a favor and be honest with me? If you're following us for our protection or whatever, do you know, who do you think you're protecting us from? Is it a person or a group? Is this, you have any suspects? Like, I have a badge. I'm not, I'll swear on it. Like, what do you want me to do?
You know, just like Simmons looks like just kind of guilty, right? Like it's the first emotion you kind of seen her show this entire time.
Strange.
Teach just kind of just like gives her a look, like the look. It's like, yeah, you know, you need to keep your mouth shut, kind of look. It's like turns to you, it's like, all right, listen, we're appreciative of the honesty. We're on the lookout for a suspect. We know there's one involved. I think we know who it is. We have agents. We have a lot of agents working tirelessly on this case, right? We're here for your own. We're here for your safety in case the other agents we have working this don't work quite fast enough. Like I said, we always get our man. Just not always as fast as some people would like.
Well, I think I'll feel a little bit safer at home. And then I'll walk back over to the bar and kind of like pull out my wallet and pay for my drinks and tip and
Appreciate it.
nod to them if they want to say. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's all good. I was just gonna say before you leave,
Sure. I'm not like in a hurry.
Yeah, no. Just before you leave, if you want to try maybe eavesdrop a little bit on them,
Sure.
that would just be. Oh, excuse me. Just look at your rolls right here.
Don't have a whole lot in that way.
You can make me a straight untrained roll if you want, or you can use a willpower point if you'd like.
And what's the the disadvantage of like willpower or using a willpower while like you don't get it back until you exonerate, like you do something that kind of goes along with your virtues and stuff, your virtue, your vice.
Yeah, so you have 5 willpower points right now, and you won't regain willpower until you engage in your virtue or vices.
Just because I think that these guys are hiding something, I think it's worth it. I'm gonna go ahead and use one.
Absolutely. So just roll me a dice pool of 4, actually.
4.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 4 now.
That will be... Cool.
Go.
All right. So as you kind of pay and kind of head out, you hear them like bickering to each other, right? Don't say stupid, crazy shit like that, Simmons. You get Valkyrie out here, and we're all gonna be out. And I come on your guns blazing like fucking idiots again. Can't be the same guy. 60 years ago. The division hadn't been even active for a decade at that time. And they killed him. Can't be the same guy. Copycat. It's gotta be. Simmons is like, it has to be the same guy. There's no way. It can't not be. I mean, a copycat after 60 years?
All right. That's crazy. Okay. What time you getting off, buddy?
Yeah, Brittany actually showed up. Probably because she's super guilty. It's still pretty slow, man. Like, and it's starting to fill up a little bit, but like people are it's it's getting a little bit late. It's like probably around like 9-10 p.m. But you don't think it's gonna get much busier. Most people are still super quiet and kind of respectful for once because they know what's happened. Yeah, Jack's just like, yeah, sure, man. Yeah, I understand. You can go. Brittany kind of just kind of rolls her eyes. It's like, yeah, I guess. Mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna jump over to JD.
Yes.
So as you're kind of walking back towards the bar, you notice just just kind of just right off on the side of your vision, something just keeps like walking past your vision. Every time you turn and look, it's just not there. It's this weird sensation of you see something, but when you try and focus on it, it's gone. And it's weird because it just keeps happening the entire way back. All right. And just as you're about to enter back into the angry alligator, you get that hair raising to the back of your neck kind of feeling, and you turn around, and just walking out of sight, you see the figure of the man that you saw on the security cameras.
No.
I'm running after him alone.
All right, you chase after, go, and he just he kind of does these quick long strides, and he hits a corner, and you're a second behind him, and you turn, and it's an empty street.
Okay, so I always have a knife on me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna draw my knife just in case I need to protect myself. And is there anything I see that he could like have ducked behind or entered into?
No, it's like there's not like a trash can or something you could have jumped into. It's just like there's like there are a couple of like stores, like, you know, like industrial front stores. They're all like gated up and barricaded. There's not really any alleyways down here. The alleyways are behind the stores. If you turn down the street, you would be on the street. The only thing is like there's maybe a couple garbage cans like almost the end of the next block.
And I don't come across another body hanging from somewhere, correct?
No. It's just the street's just completely empty. Just no people, no cars, no
nothing. And he just straight up disappeared.
It's just gone.
Cool. I'm gonna make a note of where I am, and then I'm gonna go back to the bar.
Perfect. That gives us enough time to jump back to Detective Sanchez.
I'm in the catacombs.
You're in the catacombs. You're in Sub-Basement 2, the forbidden level. And after an eon of searching, you finally find the case files from 1959. And these ones are even less useful than the ones from 89. It's just like it's practically like this person died because of ghosts in their blood.
Oh, what?
Just like complete shoddy police work, standard to the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just absolute garbage, mostly guesswork, hardly any photos. But there were 12 victims over 12 weeks. It started off with 2 prostitutes, and the rest of the victims were completely random. What seemed to be completely random in age, ethnicity, and area.
Did they have any guesses as who the suspect was? Anybody see him or?
They had several guesses, and they took several people in for interrogations, but they weren't able to beat the confession out of anybody.
That's right. Yeah.
But after the 12th victim, there was just nothing. And this was 60 odd years ago.
All right, I'll make. I mean, I don't think anybody missed it if I took it, but I don't want to take it. I'll make copies of everything I can, and get the hell out of there.
You also notice in the file is a reference to something from
Oh God, 1902.
1902. That's from 1929.
There's a case, I assume.
There's no case file from it.
Oh, all right.
It's from a senior constable. It's a reference in the file to a senior constable who gives an account of one of the bodies found in a condition similar to a body he found when he was a rookie in 1929.
Wow. Okay. Is there any talk about like coal dust or anything around there? The bodies?
In the 69, or sorry, the 59 and the 89 files, you find references to coal dust and uh, a specific type of gravel.
Gravel?
Yeah.
What kind would I? What kind?
It says that they match it to gravel that they used to use under railway ties.
Oh, okay. I mean, on a hunch, what's the nearest rail? What the heck is it even called? A railway park
Like a
near
train
the
yard.
bar? Yeah, train yard near the bar.
So, there are several train tracks near the bar. However, this specific type of gravel hasn't been used since the 19 since yeah, before the 1939 or 1929,
Wow.
which again, and the coal dust wasn't used, like coal engines stopped being used in 59, definitely weren't used in 89. And if you go back and check one of the more recent medical files, uh, the type of iron that they used for the railway spikes are dated back to 1890.
Whoa. Whoa. All right. Like I said, I don't know what to make of this, so I'll copy it all, and maybe Sam will have something to say.
Sam
So I'll
seems
just
pretty smart.
Yeah. So I'll just take it to the bar.
All right. So I'm gonna say that it's pretty late by now. By the time you get out of the bar, it is dark. It is the middle of the night. You think the bar is closed by now.
Yeah.
You think you've been in that sub basement for a good like 4 or 5 hours.
Okay.
Um, you think that maybe you should reconvene later on.
Okay. I'll just head home then.
So I think, yeah, I'm just waiting on Val real quick here. He's back. Hi, Val.
Assuming that it's like 2019, we probably exchange info.
Yeah. I figure. Yeah. I give him a cell phone number. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think we're on WhatsApp or something. I don't know. What do the cool kids use this day to like aim or like?
Pretty sure it's WhatsApp right now.
Okay, we exchange WhatsApps with each other. I'm like 28, so I kind of know. I'm prime millennial.
No idea what that is.
I don't know how old Sam is, so I don't know if
It's got
Sam
app in the name,
has.
so I'm assuming it's an app.
It's an app. I'm gonna be like, oh wait, you actually exchanged phone numbers. Hold on, and I'm gonna give him my phone number.
So anyways, if you guys all want to meet up the next day, that would probably work well.
All right. That's good.
Sure. Do we want to take the time to go to the ranger station, or just want to maybe do that the next day?
I think
Or something.
maybe just put that off the next day.
Okay, cool. We'll meet back up at the bar then, like you said.
Okay.
Okay, so Detective Sanchez, if you want to pass around the copies of the files that you made and point out your quote weird ass findings.
Yeah, I'll do it. What else do I got to lose? I'll say, take a look at this. It makes no sense, but it's happened before.
So the patterns that you've noticed so far is that every scene has had coal dust.
Sure.
Most scenes have had some railway gravel left in there. Nobody reports seeing anybody. Security camera footage has been spotty at the 89 murders.
It's probably on beta. Can't read it.
If they even had it.
Yeah.
But the fact is that the railway spikes date to 1890s, and you have records of murders going back to the 1920s. Is the really weird shit for you.
Okay. Sorry about that.
You're fine.
So what do you think, Sam? It's got to be some kind of weird ritual or something. It's the same thing over and over again.
I mean, where do you get railroad spikes? They would have probably done the railways since, we're not using 100-year-old railways. So where would they get these spikes from? Like a scrapyard or a history museum? Like, I don't even. You think somebody's great granddad was working on the railroad?
I don't know. Would you keep them in your pockets with a bunch of gravel? I mean, what's that?
These people must have had they must have had a vehicle of some kind, something to carry all this stuff in.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, the old guy we saw, Father Time, I don't think he was that old, but I mean, it goes back to the 1800s.
Maybe we check where was the rail yard back then. I mean, it's probably decommissioned now, but if we go to the site of it, maybe we can find the source of these spikes.
So,
Go ahead.
yeah, you might need some. Oh, excuse me, sorry. You might need some academic rolling on that one. So if you are trained in academics,
What up?
Yeah.
No,
Is it intelligence and academics?
yes, and if you have a bonus on history, that would be useful.
Okay, so on history,
That's just a skill type for academic, by the way.
okay, yeah, I just have a post-grad academics on my merits. My academics is religion and psychology, so.
You still would have some knowledge of local history that's just taught.
Alright, so on top, would I roll extra dice?
No,
Okay.
but that's part of your education, so.
Yeah, so I have 8.
It's 8.
Jesus.
Jeez.
God dang it.
Darn it.
I know.
Add the slash roll.
I know. I have been awake for 23 hours. Leave me alone.
If you hit the up arrow, it just pulls it back and you can change the number.
Okay, I know. I'm hitting that point too. I've been up for a while. 2 successes, perfect. So you know that the old rail yard was actually not too far away from where the bar is right now. You also know that pure iron railway ties, spikes, would normally be way too degraded to be used in the way that they are right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I figured they're using aluminum. I mean, nobody uses iron anymore.
Especially if they were sitting around in like an iron scrap heap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude.
in Florida.
Yeah, in Florida, they would be rusted to oblivion back. They would
Yeah.
be too fragile to be used. But these ones have to be in almost a preserved state to be used so roughly, essentially. Like staking someone to a wall, like a cement wall. Okay, so that's what you learned.
Alright, and I relay that information to my compadres. Is there a, do we know if there's any sort of museum, or if there is, um, not necessarily a museum, like maybe a railroad museum, or any sort of establishment, like maybe even a university that would like maybe keep these things.
Okay. As an academic, I'm not going to make rules for it.
Uh-huh.
You know that a university might have one or two of these flying around.
Yeah.
Probably pretty well in pretty good condition just for that. There might be one or two lying around in a railway museum. But so far the police have at the least 18 railway ties.
Uh-huh. 18. Whew.
18 so far railway spikes from the 1890s.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's a lot of spikes.
Yeah. Who would keep that kind of collection of spikes?
And that's not even counting the spikes from
Yeah.
89.
Would I know if there's any way, again, if somebody was collecting them, like being able to keep them preserved enough? Like, what would it take to keep that kind of spike preserved for that long?
Honestly, you just have to eat it in an anaerobic environment.
What does anaerobic mean?
That means not exposed to oxygen, so it doesn't rust.
Okay.
Whether that be natural or artificial.
What kind
They
of
have to-
things would create, like, what kind of buildings would have that kind of environment?
Not many. If it got buried, if they were underwater in certain conditions, if they were wrapped very tightly in something that didn't breathe. There's a few rare conditions that can prevent rusting, but not many. The thing is that you don't know where someone find a huge group of railway spikes to use, all from the same time period.
I don't know, man. It's a mystery to me. I
Well,
I
mean,
got it. I
Don't
got
know.
an idea.
Okay.
yeah, what's up?
Time travel.
Oh,
All right.
oh, kid.
Time
Oh.
travel. Time heist.
Time heist! Shh.
That
They're being completely serious about this.
time travel is a great theory, and time travel is the theory we're going to leave today's
Oh,
because I think there's a couple of us who are just about dying, and I'm not sure if we're going to make it the last half hour. I know we don't have things to do. Most of us have things to do later on. I want to make sure we don't run overtime. I'm okay with running a little under time. We had a very productive first session. Stupid investigation so far. You're all doing extremely well. So,
I didn't even get to tell him I was stalked by our suspect.
not yet. We're gonna save that for next time. But I definitely took note of that.
You should probably do that myself.
Yeah, you should do that yourself. But you have to remember, the last victim was the previous day. Every victim's been a week since then.
Maybe he speeds up because their serial killer timelines speed up.
There's a serial killer time heist going on.
So, alright, so that's how we're gonna end the session today. And I'll let Val finish up.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. Sorry that we're cutting a little bit short this week. Like I said, I'm hitting that 24-hour mark here in 30 minutes, so don't ask me why. It just kind of happened. The problem is that I watched In-Game and Game of Thrones back to back, and I just lost track of time. Like, that's what happened. We're just gonna go ahead and go around real quick with our cast, and you guys tell us give some praises. Did you enjoy yourself? Did you not enjoy yourself? And of course, like where we can find you on the internet and all those things. And we will start with Theater Nerd.
Hi, I'm Theater Nerd. If you like my crazy role playing, I'm actually on another game over on Uncanny Adventures tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Sorry, time zones. We're playing a Call of Cthulhu game set in the Wild West. And it's been a lot of fun, and I feel like we're getting down to the end. We've figured out what's going to happen. Now we have to figure out how to stop it. So you can join me there. I also, best place to find me would be at THTR Nerd 221, which stands for Theater Nerd. I'm pretty much every social media you see that username, it's me. I've never not been able to get my username. Or I guess I've always been able to get my username. Because I'm also running a D&D 5e game on the opposite Mondays of this at the same time as Call of Cthulhu. Oh no, an hour later than Call of Cthulhu. On my own Twitch channel. If you like the D&D 5es.
Yes.
Bird?
Thanks, Yos. Jim!
Hey, I had a blast. That was so much fun. My name is Jim Pyre, and you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, and you can see me rambling or playing games I suck at, and I do lots of swearing. That's about it.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us, GM. Jams. I think you're muted.
Yeah, you're muted, buddy.
Sorry.
Oh no.
So I had a great time too. It was my first time playing World of Darkness, and it is a lot simpler than I expected it to be. I really enjoyed it though. So far. Sorry if I was a little quiet at some parts, but just taking it all in, and really enjoyed all of your characters. And you can find me on YouTube and Twitch at Spider Jelly. I don't really stream anything these days, but one day I might get back into streaming some D&D or something. But other than that, you'll see me here next 2 weeks from now.
Perfect.
Oops. Nick.
Oh hey. That was the first session. I think things went rather well. I'm having fun with this. I'm glad everyone's kind of just doing, like, everyone's getting into the investigation. Everyone's, like, throwing theories out there. If they believe them or not, everyone's doing their own thing. I'm super happy. I'm trying to get toward everyone as much as possible. In terms of where to find me and what to do, I'm here on Val's channel quite a bit. I'm doing this show every other week, so you'll see us on the bi-weekly, same time, same Google place. I want to say thank you so much to Val for making this super cool layout for us, because it's super Miami Vice. This is exactly what I wanted. And yeah, that's it.
Cool. Thank you. And as always, guys, my name is Valdranth. This is my channel. We are slowly growing what we got going on this week. So first of all, Miami Bite is going to be happening every other Monday, 10 a.m. PST time, so be sure to catch that. Be sure to catch us tomorrow for Revenge of the Gith at 11 a.m., which is D&D 5e, and then this Sunday, we will be returning after a month of off from that game. We will return with Dragonstone at noon PST, and Nick, where I DM and Nick plays and a couple of other people. Other than that, you can catch me. Thanks for that 1 bit, Nick. Otherwise, you can catch me also at the RPG Lab on Thursday mornings. But yeah, it was a great time, you guys. I should have been looking for somebody to raid, but like 2 seconds to find us somebody to go and say hello to in the world, because it is important to show love to other humans who are also doing some tabletop stuff. And thank you everyone who showed up. Thank you, Indy, for the 45 bits, the 95 bits. So there's that. We're gonna go ahead and say hello to the RPG Lab, who's playing Dungeons and Dragons. because they're good people. They're my people. Let's get that set up. But yeah, it's a good time, Holmes. Hopefully, Nick, great job. It's great to have you back in a Game Master chair. Yeah, and with that, we will catch you all later. Bye.
Bye.